If you grew up with an alcoholic parent, there's probably quite a few things about yourself that you've never really been able to explain. The anxiety, the second guessing, the hypervigilance, how much even just a little bit of tension triggers you, that feeling like you have to hold it together all the time, that constant question running through the back of your mind, no matter what little bit of upset is happening. Is this actually all my fault? And here's the hardest part. Even if it's been years since you lived under their roof, it still follows you in your relationship dynamics, in the way you trust or don't trust, in the way that your nervous system always feels like it's bracing for something to go wrong. And maybe no one's ever really explained why. So today, we're going there. And I'm going to walk you through 7 of the most common and frankly exhausting signs that growing up with an alcoholic parent is still messing with you today. And this one is going to explain a lot, and it's going to make a lot of things make a lot of sense. Not because there's something fundamentally wrong with you, but because your nervous system and your self-worth got shaped in a household that never actually felt emotionally stable or safe. And stick with me to the end, because I'm also going to share with you something that's going to help you start untangling this one so you don't have to keep letting it impact you so much for the rest of your life. But first, if you're new here, welcome to our incredible little corner on the internet. My name is Julia Christina, and I am a registered clinical therapist, a researcher, a coach, a speaker, and the author of my book, Drive Your Own Darn Bus. And around here, we talk about self-worth, we talk about boundaries, we talk about emotional healing and how to stop carrying the pain that was never yours to begin with. So let's get into this, and let's look at 7 signs that you grew up with an alcoholic parent and how it is still messing with you today. And our first sign, you question your reality constantly. Your feelings, your instincts, sometimes even your memory. Because while growing up, either the alcoholic parent or the enabling other parent or both would tell you things that were going on that didn't match how you felt. So let's say you felt scared, you felt hurt, or you felt confused, and then one or both of those parents would tell you that you were fine, that everything was fine, that nothing out of the ordinary was happening, and this is just the way that families operate. So now you question whether anything you're ever feeling is even valid, or even if you're allowed to feel that way. Or worse, they wouldn't just tell you that your feelings weren't valid, they would blame you for their feelings, for their reactions, for the hurtful or harmful ways that they would treat you and say things to you like, well, if you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have gotten so upset. If you hadn't have acted that way, then I wouldn't have said those things to you. I wouldn't have treated you that way. They would tell you that their hurtful or harmful behavior towards you, a child, was your fault. Or they would just pretend like nothing happened. They would scream, they would yell, they would be cruel, they would be unkind, they would say nasty, hurtful things to you, and then just act like everything was fine a few minutes, a few hours, or a few days later. So now you're stuck in fear. You're stuck in self-doubt, and you're stuck in wondering if you're going to accidentally or unintentionally upset someone by something that you say or do that you have no idea whether or not it's going to upset them. Or you automatically assume that if someone is upset, then it's all your fault. It's all because of you, something that you said, something that you did, whether intentional or not. The next sign is that you're hyper-independent, but you're exhausted. You learned early that no one's going to be there for you to be able to lean on safely or reliably. So you learn to just take care of yourself, to not rely on anyone, to not need anyone. And now you're the super responsible one, the fixer, the helper, the pleaser, the one who's there for everyone, who holds it all together or holds everyone together. But deep down, you're tired. It's exhausting, always feeling like you have to be there for everyone, but no one is really there for you. But the hard truth in this one is that you actually never really let anyone be there for you. You never really let yourself rely on or lean on anyone because it doesn't feel safe. Sign number 3, which is also an offshoot of sign number 2, is that you feel overly responsible for other people's emotions. Because your parents' mood highly dictated the energy in the house, you became hyper-attuned. You learned to read the room, to calm the chaos, or even to prevent the chaos before it started. So you would have to tune in to any little indication, energy switch, mood flip, any kind of anything that would indicate that things were going to start to go downhill unless you did something about it fast. It's like you were this human smoke detector and still are now, always looking and watching and waiting for little sparks so that you can put them out quickly before everything bursts into flames. And how it shows up today is basically the same thing. You're constantly looking for any indication in anyone that things are going to go sideways, especially the people that are closest to you, like a partner. You're always waiting for things to go wrong. You're always waiting for the next spark so that you can put it out before things start to burn down, which then also means that you're constantly trying to manage everybody else's feelings while simultaneously completely abandoning your own. Sign number 4, you struggle to trust, even when you want to, even when all the signs are there that you can, you still really struggle with it. Because growing up with broken promises, with unpredictability, or with emotional absence or even physical absence, it leaves a mark. You crave close, meaningful connection. But the moment it starts to feel real, you start to brace yourself for disappointment, or maybe even start to push the other person away before they can, in your mind, inevitably disappoint you. It's like you feel like you're constantly standing on shaky ground, even when the earth below you is solid. So it feels dangerous. It feels unstable. It feels unsafe, even when the person in front of you is those things. They are stable. They are trustworthy. They are safe. Sign number 5, you have this tendency to really minimize your own pain and to downplay your struggles. You tell yourself things like, oh, well, it really wasn't that bad, or a lot of people had it worse, or I should just be over this by now. It was so long ago. But the truth, growing up in instability and in emotional unpredictability can cause significant trauma. And your subconscious mind and your nervous system remembers. It's imprinted in there, even if your conscious mind, your rational mind, keeps trying to explain it away. Sign number 6, you attract and are usually attracted to emotionally unpredictable or emotionally unavailable partners. And again, this isn't conscious. You're not going out there thinking, well, I'm just going to go out and choose an emotionally erratic, unpredictable, unavailable partner that's going to leave me questioning, feeling like I'm walking on eggshells, feel this hot and cold, push-pull, confusing emotional energy. No, of course, nobody really actually wants that, but it's this unconscious thing that's been imprinted into you that this is what love is. This is what a relationship is. It's not because it feels good. It's because it feels familiar. And your nervous system, your unconscious mind, imprinted that as love, even though your conscious mind, your rational mind, knows that it's not. So now, unintentionally, you find yourself in relationships that have you questioning your worth, your value, your needs, your emotions all over again. And sign number 7, And this one is probably one of the hardest and the most exhausting. And it's that you live in a constant state of emotional bracing. On the outside, things might look fine. You might look fine. But on the inside, you always have this feeling like something terrible is going to happen. Like you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like nothing is really safe. Like you're always kind of living on the edge, or you're feeling on edge and scanning for signs that something is about to go wrong. And maybe not even just a little bit wrong, but it feels like a lot wrong. And this is why you can feel like you're always in a state of anxiety, always in that heightened state of emotion where you always just kind of feel like your heart's beating a little faster, or your chest is a little tighter, or your breathing is a little more shallow. And you can never just feel relaxed. You never can feel at peace. You can never just feel at ease. And it's exhausting. And you're exhausted. But in a way, it also feels really normal because you've been feeling this way probably pretty constantly since you were a kid, and that's how your nervous system learned to function as your default. If you saw yourself in any of these, in all of these, please know that there's not something fundamentally wrong with you. This isn't about pathologizing ourselves. This is about understanding ourselves. This is about getting some answers, some clarity, so we can stop saying to ourselves, what's wrong with me? And start reflecting and asking ourselves, what happened to me? And that is where the healing begins. When we learn to live and to trust and to regulate in a different way. And to help you with that, I have two things for you. First of all, I have my free quiz. It's How Emotionally Grounded Are You? And it's going to help you identify what your natural reactive state is when you feel triggered. And it's going to give you some tips to help you get more grounded when you are feeling triggered, when things are feeling unsteady or uncertain, you're feeling hypervigilant, you're feeling unsafe, but for all intents and purposes, you are safe and you are okay, but your unconscious mind and your nervous system are having those past imprinted reactions as if you're not. Get that free quiz. The link is in the description below. And then I also have a really important little mini course for you. It's called The Sensitive Person's Guide to Handling Big Feelings. And in it, I'm going to give you some really powerful, quick, but research-backed, robust ways to process your feelings with both your brain and your body. When you're feeling triggered, when things are feeling unsteady, unsafe, insecure, this is going to walk you through quick little exercises that you can do anytime, anywhere, that's going to help retrain your nervous system back into more of a state of being calm and grounded, where your internal state is going to be able to match your external circumstances more congruently, as opposed to your emotional internal state not matching your present circumstances, but reacting to past ones. So get that quiz, that free quiz, How Emotionally Grounded Are You? And then also get that Sensitive Person's Guide to Handling Big Feelings. Both of those are going to help you and make a big difference in the way that you think and feel and show up and live and love every single day. If this video landed with you, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and stay connected. We talk about real stuff here. We go deeper and we get honest and we learn how to heal. We learn how to understand. We learn how to grow. And ultimately, we learn how to thrive in this one wild and precious life that we have. Always good to have you here. And until next time, take good care of yourself. Take good care of those around you. Bye for now.